I want to tell you about a man that I met back in 2006. Now, he didn't come to me for retirement help or advice. He came to me because of a gap in his life insurance. He was retiring, he was underinsured, and he knew it. That was the whole premise of our appointment. But when someone sits across from me, I don't just look at the one thing that they came in for. I look at the whole picture. And as we talked, he started telling me about his retirement, about what he built, about his investments. Now, he worked his whole life. He was proud of that number, and he should have been. But something worried me about that number. Because every dollar of it was exposed, all of it, riding on the market. No protection, no floor, no safety net underneath any of it. So I told him what I tell most people that I care about. I said, take at least half or a portion of it and move it somewhere safe, somewhere it can't be taken from you. Let the other half keep growing if you want. But take a portion of it and protect what you already built. Now, he didn't do that. I met with him again and again. More than once I sat with him and urged him to protect himself and his family in his retirement. And every time he gave me the same answer. He said, David, I'm all set. I can't lose. My investments are backed by United States real estate. He wasn't being reckless. He genuinely believed it. He'd been climbing for so long, watching the number go up for so long, that he couldn't imagine it going any other way. He was still playing the growth game, still climbing, at the exact moment in his life when the game was supposed to change. Then came 2008. The mortgage-backed securities market collapsed. It was a market devastation. And that retirement that he was so proud of, the one I had begged him to protect, was gutted. Now, he passed away, in my opinion, at an early age, not long after, in 2009. And here's the part that I will never forget. The life insurance that he had, $150,000 that he insisted was enough with his 401k, it didn't even cover the mortgage on their home. His wife was left with almost nothing. She had to sell the house. She couldn't afford to stay in it. And eventually, she remarried. Not for love, the way any of us would hope. She remarried because she had to. It was a financial arrangement between her and her friend because she saw no other way forward. That's what was left of a lifetime of work. Now, I've carried that story with me for years because it wasn't a money problem. He had money. He had a good number. What he didn't have was a plan to protect it or a willingness to change the tools when it mattered the most. You see, the tools that get you up that mountain are not the same tools that get you down. Climbing is about growth, going higher, more. And for years, that's exactly the right game. But the descent is different. The descent is about protection, about making sure that what you built can never be taken from you right when you need it the most. About guaranteed income that shows up no matter what the market does. About not selling at the bottom just to pay your bills. Now, he was never prepared for the descent. None of his financial advisor had ever told him that there was one. So he kept climbing, and it cost him, and it cost the woman that he loved everything. There's a name that the experts use for what happened to him. It's called the sequence of returns risk. It's the danger of taking losses at exactly the wrong moment, right as you are about to depend on your money. But you don't need the jargon. You just need to understand the lesson that he never got the chance to act on. The single greatest financial risk isn't dying too soon. It's living into the descent with no protection and watching everything that you've built come apart at the worst possible time with no paycheck left to replace it. So let me tell you what I had wished I had built for him. An income floor, a foundation of guaranteed income, money that shows up every month, no matter what the market does. Money that can't be wiped out in a crash, and protection in place. So that if something happens to you, the person that you love isn't left selling the house or remarrying for financial purposes. When the essentials are covered by income, that's guaranteed and protected. The market can do whatever it wants. It can crash, it can panic, and you and the people you love are still okay because the floor holds. That's the difference between a pile of money and a plan. A pile of money asks you to hope nothing goes wrong. A plan makes sure that even when it does, you're protected. This is the part of retirement almost no one designs for because the whole industry is built around the climb, growing the number. They'll show you how to go up. Almost no one builds you a way down. If you've been climbing your whole life and no one has ever talked to you about protecting what you've built, about the descent, then stay with me on this channel. Because that conversation, the one he didn't take, is exactly the one I want you to have. Subscribe so the next one finds you. Because there's another threat waiting on the descent, a quieter one. It doesn't show up in a crash. It shows up in the mail every April for the rest of your life. And most people don't even know that they're carrying it. Next episode, I'll show you the tax bomb hiding inside the retirement account that you thought was all yours. I'll see you there.